Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on the Dallas Trading Floor. It is Tuesday after the long Labor Day weekend, and well, the market is just not cooperating very well with us, is it? I mean, it's just not doing the right thing. Let's take a quick look at the Dow at the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq took another dump today. Apple is down right before the introduction of the new of the new iPhone of the new iPhone uh, 14, and so that's not looking good. As you can see here, as I can show you on the chart, this is the Nasdaq. This is the Nasdaq here, and it is just moving lower. I mean, just not what you want to see in terms of the stuff in terms of in terms of what's going on. So definitely time to be really careful in the market. And I definitely have been moving, much more conservative. It's just not a time to be adding exposure here. I reduced some of my exposure, only holding three things long right now, and I reduced my exposure on Comstock Resources today. I got stopped out. Just overall, it's not hide nor hair. It's not easy to short and it's not easy to be long. Just not an easy market to trade at all. Let's take a look at some of the Dow. The Dow was down about 0.5% today. S&P 500 0.38. Nasdaq was off about 0.64, and of course that's where all of the tech stocks live. So you don't want to be an Apple or Tesla or practically anything to do with tech right now. Just not looking good. The Russell was off, and even the oils were down a little bit. I do have kind of one bright note, though. I do have a position in BJ's Wholesale, which was up today. Amazingly, it was up on lower volume, so not really too exciting in terms of that. But let's take a look at BJ's here. Symbol on this one is BJ. Now this is just basically clearing the buy zone, so you could, if you wanted to have something long, and I didn't add to this position today, but it is buyable here, believe it or not. It has a relative strength of 95, which puts it in the top 5% of all stocks out there. So pretty good when it comes to that. The buy point on this one, 71 currently. In the after hours trading, it's at 74.34. So why is this one doing well? I have no idea, but it has a 100% checklist. That's something I want to show you here for everybody here on TikTok. By the way, we are broadcasting this on YouTube, so you can take a look at that very easily. Just jump on, just go up to my profile, go to my profile, click on the link, and you'll see the live YouTube feed that's showing all the charts. Unfortunately, because of the aspect ratio with TikTok, we can only show part of it, so it's kind of a cut and paste kind of thing. But right now, BJ's Wholesale Club is doing very, very well. It's up. Basically, it has all of it's ringing all the bells here. One of the very, very few stocks out there that's doing that. So let's take a look at this, comparing it to a stock like Apple, because everybody knows a lot about Apple. They've seen Apple, and Apple is it's a great stock. But take a look at BJ's, and then let's compare it to Apple. And this is why I'm in BJ's and not Apple. As you can see, Apple has been moving down steadily and BJ's has been moving up, and it basically converged in here in August. So this is something that you might want to look at. Symbol in this one is BJ. So pretty simple. They run a wholesale warehouse store, kind of like Costco, doing a lot better than Costco though. And that's one of the ones that is looking pretty good. Is looking pretty good. Um, let's see. Before we get into the slides, I want to kind of point out a few things. Let's jump on over to the small portfolio, and this is, of course, I try to show this every day. This is kind of what I'm holding in the small portfolio. It's really, I mean, mostly in cash right now. So it's just one of those it's just one of those things where we're mostly in cash here. Basically, as I say, I reduced my position in Comstock Resources, and this, of course, is a gas production company. They produce natural gas. I produced that to a half a position, and then I still have a full position in Petrobras, which has done pretty well as well, and that is in that stock is the Brazilian National Oil Company, and they're doing very, very well. Interestingly enough, symbol on them is PBR, kind of like Pabst Blue Ribbon. Remember that from high school? I had a few of those when I was in high school. That's for sure. Um, but basically, yeah, I mean that's the biggest holding that I have. So let's take a quick look at Petrobras here, just real quick, if I can get that up, and that's PBR. And it did pull back. It did pull back. I've been holding it, hopefully not in vain. It pulled to the 21-day moving average. As you can see, my stop loss is just a little bit below that. We have a 98 relative strength on that one, so that's pretty strong. Let's take a look at that at the checklist here. Not as good a checklist as BJ's, definitely, but pretty good. 89% checklist here. It's failing only on the earnings per share. And let's take a quick look on that. The fundamentals here. I'm going to go over to the weekly chart. Oops, let's go to the weekly chart and see. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of move the camera over here so you can see it. There we go. All right. So let's take a look at those fundamentals for Petrobras. And as you can see, it's been steadily coming up. Last quarter, sales were up 46%. Profits were up 111%. And of course, they had a huge dividend as well. So I definitely think there's a lot of strength here. Lots of funds are in it. 485 funds are in this one. Only 9% though is held that way. Cash flow, $2.23 per share. This has a PE ratio of 2, if you can believe that. So this is producing each year about almost this is making an incredible amount. So you're getting almost all your capital back basically every year, which is very amazing. Return on equity on this one is 31%. So very unusual. This has a lot to do with the currency fluctuation with the Brazilian real and the US dollar. So this is another one that I kind of am still sticking with, even in this terrible downtrending market, which just hasn't really given us very many good entry points here. But it is what it is. So that's kind of the way it is. I'm holding about a full position in um, I'm holding about a full position in Petrobras as well in the small portfolio. So thank you everybody for taking time here. Let's take a quick question. First question from Mr. Tool Tuesday. He wants to look at GLNG. This is one of the natural gas shipping plays, GLNG. Unfortunately, I was shaken out of my position in Cheniere, which is LNG. Um, that's also another one of the plays in natural gas. This one's looking pretty good. It's called Golar LNG. It did have a very nice move. It had a very nice profit increase here, and basically the profit increased. The sales increased to 25%. The profits 205% quarter over quarter. Now, as you know, the price of natural gas has been moving much higher. The question is it viable? Well, I would say it is. It's got a 100% checklist, and it is in the buy zone. So let's take a look to see kind of if this is viable at this level, and that's so important. That's so important to see if it is viable, and it definitely looks like it is right in the buy zone. The buy point on this one, 27.52. This would be a good place to buy it because it has done the pullback. It's pulled back to the 21-day line, and it looks like it's moving higher. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this one on my list. And I definitely think this is a good stock, GLNG, and this is looking good. Let's take a look at just a few more things here. I just kind of want to do the checkup. Of course, we've got the 100% checklist looking very good. On the technicals, we are within 5% of the 21-day line. That's a very good place to buy it if it's below the 10-day line. So this is buyable right now. This is buyable right as we speak. So not a bad place to go. So GLNG is buyable now. So you can definitely buy it at this price level. It's 27 55 on that. But I wouldn't go in with a big position. I would be very careful about it here. But it is buyable and looking very good. Thank you so much for that question from TikTok. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So let's go over to the first question from YouTube. Got some people waiting. Thank you very much. Yeah, GLG is looking really good. I agree with you. I think it's definitely viable, and it is one of the few ones out there that I like. It is in the buy zone. Just taking a quick sip of coffee here. Thank you very much. All right, so James, let's talk to James here. Jim, yeah, I'm having a pretty good day today. It's nice here in Dallas. Finally, the hot weather is it's left has left us. It was just burning up. I'm telling you. Thank you for that comment. Can you look at ADM? Arthur Daniels, love the company. Yeah, you know what? It's similar to Nutrien. I agree with you. Let's look at Arthur Daniels Midland. Of course, Arthur Daniels Midland (ADM) is probably the largest uh, creator of the sweeteners, the corn sweeteners. And let's kind of look at the chart here for ADM. Let me push this over to so you can see it on TikTok. Let's go there. Okay, great. So here we go with ADM. Let me just get it up to where we have. It's currently at $85.51. It's a little bit up after hours. There was some selling going on today. What happened here is it came down to that 21-day line. Now that's a good place for a reversal. Typically, what's happening because there's so much programming trading going on, that's where you want to see the and what I'm doing here is I'm adding a reversal line here. And what this is that I do believe that we're going to get some support here at that 21-day line, and we'd probably be moving higher. So let me take a look to see kind of what's going on with the checklist. Very strong checklist at 89, looking good there. The only thing it's really failing on is the sales percentage. Last quarter it didn't quite go up as much as, but everything else is looking very good, especially in this market. Let's look at the technicals here. This would be a good place to buy it because we are basically right at the 21-day line. Typically, what happens is when a stock that's in an upward trend bounces, it'll bounce at the 21-day line. Let me kind of show you this here for TikTok. You'll notice this green. There's actually two green lines here, but there's this green line here. We have a cup with handle formation, and we've come down and we've tested. So this is a good one to look at for buying. This is a good buy point for it. We still have a relative strength line that's moving down, but we did have some selling going on here. So the question is, if it moves up to that 21-day line, that might be a place that we could possibly get in on it. So let's take a look at where that 21-day line is, uh, and we'll take a look at the 21-day line. Let's see, pattern recognition. This is my little AI program that looks at forms. We're basically 6% below the pivot. That's not a bad place to buy it. Cup with handle. And let's look at the stage three. So this is a later stage cup with handle, but still not too bad. The depth is almost a perfect 30%, 29%, and the volume. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. This is actually a very good place to buy it. The question is, where would you do that? How would you do that? Well, I in a situation like this, I would probably use a I would probably use a a special kind of form of a buy. And what this is called a buy stop limit order. And so here's how I would buy ADM. Um, ADM be a buy stop limit order, and basically the the way that would work is that the limit here would be the 21-day line. That would be basically 86.36. So put that in there, 86.36, and then that would be where the limit is, and then I'm sorry, that's where the stop would be. Excuse me, and then the limit is going to be plus 10 cents. So the limit is going to be equal to um, going to be 86.46. And, and here's how that works with ADM. The way you set to buy this order is that as it comes up to 86.36, the buy stop limit order, the stop would be at 86.36, and then if that stop is reached, then an order to buy at 86.46 is issued. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to buy this as it's moving higher above that 21-day line. So I would recommend a buy stop limit at 86.46. So that's a good one, and that's definitely viable right here. Very good, very good one to take a look at. So, not a not. Thank you very much for that. That suggestion. Really like that one. So ADM definitely is viable, and I would buy it as it's moving higher, and that's the way you can do that. Of course, is with that buy stop limit order. By the way, everybody, I just wanted to show you this also. If you're looking on TikTok, we do have a brand new um, heat map for the industry groups that are doing the best. You can get that. I'm just going to run the crawler here by going to SendFox/LP/1VOGLV. So hopefully you can see that. And what that'll do is that'll bring you over to the heat map for what's going on with the market. And this is a really good thing, definitely to take a look at. See if I can pull that up for you, everybody here, and kind of give you an idea of, what to expect if you go over to that to that heat map. So let's just come up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what this looks like, kind of what's going on here. And this is the industry group analysis. And there we go. Okay, and hopefully there. Click it over. Okay, so basically, let's go through the industry group analysis. So I'm slip over here on TikTok. I'm going to shift to. I'm going to flip the camera here. There we go. And this is going to kind of show you what parts of the market are doing good and what parts aren't doing good right now. And so what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to kind of move it over here a little bit. So a little bit more. There we go. And these are the these are the groups in the market that are doing the best. And I want to show you these. So where is the strength in this market? I mean, that's the $64,000 question. I mean, right now this is a very weak market, and we want to see where the leadership is. Where the leadership is now. I'm going to go. Currently, the leadership is in the oil and gas royalty trust. So, kind of where it's been for a while, and then energy, solar, oil and gas royalty trust. By the way, Run RUN is a stock that you might want to look at today. I don't own it, but I think it's of interest. Medical biomed, energy alternative, Retail super mini markets. This is where I think that we could possibly zoom in and possibly create a watch list because I do think that those are good. Oil and gas transfer pipeline, that's also good as well. If you'll notice, these are the top groups. So let's pull it all the way back there. See if I can get it to, there we go. All right. So, yeah. All right. So the number one group, let's see if we can go back to that. Yeah. So the number one group currently is that the energy, oil, and then retail super mini market. So let's kind of see if we can find something in that area. The reason I'm looking at retail super mini markets is I didn't really realize how strong that particular one was, but it is indeed strong, and it is definitely this is one of the ones that I do think that we are going to see some more strength in. This is a GS 411. That's the there we go. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just going ahead and showing you kind of this sector and see what's doing well in this retail super mini market area. Let's pull that up here. There we go. And so let me pull this over here. I'm just kind of moving the thing over. Super. Okay, so this is the entire group that we're looking at. But let's look quickly at some of the ones that are making the best moves right now. Believe it or not, and this is very defensive. The top stocks currently are Murphy USA. This is an interesting one. It's a little bit off the high. Let's take a look at it. This is what I've been kind of looking at for quite a while. It's pulled back to the 21-day line. I think it's going to reverse higher. These are very much extended. Unfortunately, this is extended, so we can't really do anything there. So not really any more that I could do there. All right, so let's go back to the questions. Thank you for taking this. You've taken time. So I was just kind of looking to see if I could find anything else. But ADM is definitely in the buy zone. We can definitely do that. All right, let's take a look. And this is a question on that Bamadoc has. Thank you for your insights. Do you have any thoughts on Alcoa, short term or long term? Well, let's take a look at AA. Alcoa is, one of the good things about Alcoa right now is that it is North America is one of the few places that there's enough energy, at least in electrical power, to make to make aluminum. This is the problem in Europe. Most of the aluminum mills are shut down over there because of their situation. But here's the thing, and I kind of like to share about Alcoa. Here's the problem that I'm seeing with Alcoa. Currently, Alcoa is trading below that 50-day moving average. And I just don't like to see that. I just don't like to see the fact that it's moving below that 50-day moving average. Not what I want to see. It's got a relative strength of 33, so this is not very good. Let's look at their checklist. The checklist is terrible at 56. So I just could not recommend this one either in a short term or a long term. This is in a downward trend. So this is not what we want to see. So I just can't recommend AA. I appreciate the question very much, but I think that this is not AA um, is in a downward trend. So no buy on this one. I would not be a buyer of AA. I just wouldn't be a buyer of this one. It just isn't looking. It isn't acting right. It's below the 200-day line. So not something that I would be. Not that's not something that I would be a buyer of right here. It's just not something that I would not something I'd be a buyer of. All right, let's take another question here. Thank you so very much. Oh, hey, this is the one I definitely want to show this one. Thank you, Sam, so much for this question. This question from Sam is based on LNG and TBT. Now, let me explain what this is. LNG is a company called Cheniere, and it is a company that liquefies natural gas primarily to sell. Right now, the biggest market, of course, is Europe, and so they're doing quite well. Unfortunately, I was shaken out of this one. And TBT is an ETF that is related to um, the 30-year bond rate. So let's take a look at is LNG first, and let's see if we can pick this one up. We definitely had a pullback to the third to the 21-day line right here, but I think it's almost right at the 21-day line. So let's take a look. This also has a very strong checklist. I was in this one. I did a little profit taking. Thank goodness I did. It was a little. I mean, I wrote it up just a little bit, and then I did start taking some profits. But you know, I do think this one's going higher, even in this kind of environment. Right now, it is. Let's look at the technicals here. Yeah, right now we're right at the 21-day line. This is not a bad place to buy it. Why? Because typically programmatic traders work off this 21-day line. So I definitely think you could probably pick it up here. I wouldn't ride it all that high. My mistake, of course, is that I got a little bit too greedy. Didn't I only took off half. I should have taken more profit. But this one's looking good. It's got a 89% checklist. Now let's look at the TBT. Now this is a very interesting one. This is a more of a long-term play. I'm currently not in this one. I really kind of want to be in this one. As you can see, we've moved just above the buy point here, and it's up after hours. So what this is telling me is that this is definitely interest rates are going higher, and the TBT is showing it. So the sentiment out there is that it's going to slow the economy. I mean, so that's just the way it is. So this is how the TBT has been reacting. Let's compare that to LNG. So these are both stocks that might be good. Now LNG has actually outperformed the TBT a little bit. If you took, and I can show you this here on the for everybody looking on TikTok. If you took $100 back a year ago and you put 100 in each of the TBT and the LNG, you would be doing very, very well with LNG. You would be up about 75%, which is pretty incredible. Now the question is, can it go higher? Absolutely, because it was up 190. It's been pulling back, so I definitely think we're going to see it move even higher. So I think these are both good. But if you wanted to pick, if I were picking, I would pick that LNG only because it's just done a little bit better than the other. Now again, I've been in the LNG little bit, a little bit prejudiced here, but I do like it. It's pulled back to that 21-day line. I think you could buy it here. Uh, I do believe they're going higher just because of the situation with oil and gas. Now, there's another one here that I also think bears looking at, and that's GLNG. And it's different. It's a little bit different company than LNG. LNG, of course, they liquefy the natural gas. GLNG is a shipping line. GLNG, and they transport it. So both are important. The interesting thing about natural gas is not worth anything unless it can be transported, and then it's worth a whole lot more because, of course, natural gas is very much in demand in Europe for electrical generation. So that's a very good thing there. All right, Glomar GLG. Can we buy this one? We are currently in a sort of a handle here where this is a cup but not with handle. Let's take a look at the pattern recognition. We have 100%, 100%, 100%, 100% checklist. That's excellent. On the pattern recognition, we're basically 1% above the pivot, which is a cup with a handle. So on the technicals, can we buy well within 5% of the 1 day lines? We definitely can. So yeah, this looks like this is actionable here. Very interesting. It does look like this one is actionable. So GLNG, you know, GLNG is buyable now. So we definitely can buy GLNG. It's looking very good. It's pulled back to the 21-day line. That's a good place to buy it. You don't really want to buy it too far above that 21-day line because in this market we're in a downward trend. So uh, it's difficult to buy it. I wouldn't really be adding all that much exposure here, but if you want to get in on this one, this is one I could see where you could make a case for it. But again, we have a downward trend in the market, and it is not going good. But the oil and gas transport has been a very good area of the market, so not a bad place to be when it comes to that. All right, let's see. I need to be taking some more questions than taking here. Hold on. Let's look at. Oh, hey. Okay. Total Tuesday. Total Tuesday is my TT account. Yeah, yeah. Total Tuesday is my TT account. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Okay. What was the oh well okay. A great good question. What was the place for the heat map again? It's this right down here. Let me see if I can let me see if I can bring that, where you're not seeing that as a banner, you're just seeing that let me see if I can edit that. There we go. Yeah, okay. So it won't scroll so you can see it better. But this is the heat map right here. This is what you want to go to. So this is the industry group strength list, and it is available. So I'm going to try to just keep it up there uh, so you can see it. Also, if you're looking on TikTok and you want to get the industry group strength list, it's very easy. All you have to do is the go to the beacons. Click on beacons, and then it's the third one down, and you just click on it. It's a button. But if you're looking on YouTube, it's here. This is the address, or you can go just to www. So if you want to take a look at it in an easy way, just go to www.dallas.tradingfloor.com. All right, and then we're going to come up here and see that it'll look like this. By the way, if you're not on the free action trade alerts, this is a great thing to see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna show you here on TikTok. There we go. So here it is. Basically, this is what it's going to look like when you go to www.dallas.trading-floor, or you just go directly to the thing, and you just roll down here. And where this is, so you can get this super easy, is you just go to this heat map right here. Just go right here. Okay, so it's www Dallas Trading Floor, and it'll come over to this site. So www Dallas Trading Floor, and you'll be able to get right over to it. So super easy. Just go to www Dallas Trading Floor, and then it's the 1, 2, 3. It's the third. Well, subscribe for free here. This is the YouTube feed, and then it's the third button down there. Easy to easy to find, and hopefully works for you. Hopefully works for you there. All right, so let's get back to. We have about 10 more minutes, so see how many people I can help here. Hopefully, as many as I can. Okay, so that's for the heat map. Just go to www Dallas Trading Floor. Okay, great. Will Amazon go lower or stay at the 50-day moving average? Probably go lower because as you know, now the Nasdaq has been under attack. So AMZN, of course, is the symbol for Amazon, and hopefully we'll get it up there. There we go. All right. So here we are with Amazon. You'll notice that it came right up to that 50-day line. Boom! It got rejected at 146.57, and then it's been in decline ever since. It's 49. Now, this is not a stock that you want to buy right now. It just isn't. So let's compare this to the last one that we just looked at. Um, we looked at Arthur Danielsman, and then we looked at GLNG, and we looked at LNG as well. Both all of which I think are viable. So let's compare Amazon here. Let's compare Amazon. And you think, oh, well, Amazon is so great. Well, it was. This is the chart for Amazon. It's terrible. I mean, just kind of want to show you that. Pull it back a little. That's the chart. This is the chart for Amazon. Let's see if we can get that. Let's compare it. Let's just compare Amazon to GL and G and see which is the better. Well, you can see that GLNG is far better than Amazon. So if a year ago you took $100 and you invested in GLNG, you would have you would have doubled you would more than doubled your amount in GLNG. And GLNG is not a very expensive stock either, but you would have lost 20% if you'd been in Amazon. Also, you'll notice that the trend for Amazon is down. The trend for GLNG is up. So what I'm trying to say here is I don't think that, Jay, I think that, the likelihood is that we're gonna see, Amazon go lower. We're gonna see it go lower, unfortunately. I wish, I wish that wasn't the case, but, that's what it's looking like to me, unfortunately. Alright, let's, take a look at Denbury Resources. This is an oil stock. This has been kind of a interesting one. I have not been in this one, DEN, but, there's still power in the oil and gas stocks. Now, this one did come down a little bit. Today, it closed at, 86.81, but it's right below the pivot being at 88.02. So, interesting stock there. Let's take a look at the checklist on it to see if it is worthy. Well, it absolutely is. Denbury, and I'm going to put this down on my list. DEN. It's got a 100% checklist, and it's right at the 21-day line. So this one's looking very, very good. Let's compare these four stocks that we definitely got buy that we definitely are looking at for buy recommendations. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first put in Denbury Resources. Okay, that's Den. And then I'm going to add LNG. That's the stock that is the liquefied natural gas company. Then GLNG. All right, let's add that in. And last but not least, let's look at Arthur Daniels Midland, ADM. Very good suggestion today. Thank you very much for that suggestion. So if we're looking at all of these, currently the top producer are in the LNG area, LNG and GLNG. ADM is holding very, very well above Denbury Resources. So these are all good stocks. These are all good stocks. So let's compare that against the QQQ, which is the Nasdaq. And this will give us as you can see, if we invested in Nasdaq stocks, we would have been down over 15%. But if we invested in oil stocks, we would have been up for the year. Also, we want to see the ones though that are getting the bounce, and it's GLNG definitely is getting the bounce here, absolutely. And LNG has been pulling back. Denver, these have all been pulling back, as you can see, all been pulling back. But GLNG is moving higher. So if I were a betting man, which I am, I would say the one that you want to look at today is GLNG. But they're all pretty good. They're all potentially buyable. So I just want to. So the buyable symbols that I have today are GLNG, ADM, uh, LNG, and Denbury Resources (DEN). So these are all buyable. So definitely take a look at these. Definitely take a look at these if you can. I'm going to kind of scan over here a little bit. There you go. So that kind of gives you an idea of where we're headed. Okay. Well, basically, I'll be back tomorrow, of course, at 5 o'clock. And but if you're not already a member and have you haven't already liked the show, please like and subscribe. It's so important. It really gets us out there to a lot of people. So please like the show and also subscribe. It's super easy. All you have to do is go to www Dallas Trading Floor, and that will get you over to that'll get you over to the action trailers. Now, the action trailers are different than the subscription to YouTube. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel and also sign up for the action trailers because I do send out emails to everybody that's on that list, and that's free. And of course, we do have the Discord room, which is a paid service, and then we start at that at the beginning of the day. So that's also kind of a alternative there. Thanks, everybody. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. I'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and hopefully I will have some better news. Hopefully the market, I think we're in a downward trend, so be very, very careful about adding here. I don't think this is a very good place to add. I've been pulling back a little bit. I'm still very, very cautious. I do think we're going to take another leg down, unfortunately, and that's just kind of what it's looking like to me. So until tomorrow, everybody, stay safe. Don't go into stay primarily in cash. I think that's where you're going to have your best bet is being primarily in cash, waiting for the right thing. But there are some places that we can be. ADM is good, of course. LNG is good. Uh, Denbury Resources and GLNG. These are all pretty good. I like GLNG the best of the four actually, and I think that that's one that you could enter right now, GLNG, because it is in an upward trend and it is doing extremely well. And I do think there's going to be still a lot of demand for oil transport and gas transport to Europe. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Happy trading.